Race number 5, I think, Virginia International Raceway. I set a qualifying lap of a 149.9, which was only good enough to get me into ninth place. All things being said, I'd rather be on the right side of the course, an odd number, as the first turn that puts me on the inside. My objective this race, as I saw how everybody qualified and that so many drivers were significantly faster than me in qualifying, was honestly just to drive a fairly clean race, get through it without being destroyed, and see how things go from there. So we get off to a decent start. I'm a little bit cautious. So I get a good start. I'm staying to the inside just like I had planned. And yeah. So it's a fairly large crowd. We're taking the first turn. Everybody's on cold tires. You can see, we're easing through it. I'm staying far to the right to stay out of trouble. Letting people through as necessary. Again, I'm just trying to complete. I see these guys go off. I swing wide because of these guys going off, which gives me an off track, but I took that just intentionally just to stay out of trouble. But as we come through these turns, I find myself in 4th or 5th place at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm in 5th place at the moment as we make our way down the snake into this turn. Again, trying to be cautious, not get taken out. I see the driver right on my rear. This guy goes off to my right, moving me up into 4th place. Another driver in front of me spins out, collides with the wall, putting me into 3rd place. So now we're in 3rd place, where a bunch of the drivers behind me are significantly faster than me, and that has me a little bit worried. So we're going to just watch our lines, make sure we do everything cleanly as can be. You see this driver tries to go on the inside here. I really don't want to get involved with somebody trying to pass in this section of the track, but he's being aggressive. I tell him I'm going to let him by because he is right on my tail. So I'll give him plenty of room to go past me. He's 4/10 behind me, though, as we come out of there, and I open up the gap just a little bit more. I'm cognizant that he may go for a dive here. He does not. Driver behind him, he is defending against, so that's slowing him down maybe just a little bit. I go a little wider than I'd like to here. Drivers in front of me are already 5 seconds ahead. That guy goes off. So now behind me is Robert. And Robert is a very quick driver. And you can see the grouping up behind me. So I feel like I've got, a few seconds that I'm opening up to the drivers behind Robert. Again, not too convinced I'm going to hold on to 3rd position for this race. In fact, I highly suspect I'm not. Drivers are already setting faster laps than I am. We are only on lap 2, and Robert is already closing in on me significantly. Coming out of that, he is 3/10 behind me and drafting off of me. So I'm very concerned that going into this difficult part of the course, we're going to have some problems. I'm going to brake early here.
Sorry, man. You brake a lot?
Robert does a good job there as we go through. He doesn't collide with me, anticipated that I was going to brake. But I tell him at this point, you're not going to hear it because my mic wasn't working for this race for some reason. I tell him, go ahead and pass me. If it's not this lap, it's the next one. I think it's this lap. I tell him, go ahead and pass me on the outside. And I let him by, giving him plenty of room. I tell him I'm going to give him plenty of room. I take the inside, slowing me down a little bit, letting him go to the outside. And he immediately starts pulling away from me. Robert is really quick. Now, again, the other thing I would say is this is the Porsche open race, and I am still driving a fixed format. So some of these guys probably have a little bit of difference in the settings of their car than I have. I am, just driving the standard Porsche 992.2 format. So I'm down into 4th place, but I'm opening up a gap to Ian behind me of 3 seconds. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I'm setting pretty good laps here. Maybe I'll do okay. So far, my fastest lap of 1:49.7. Still keeping about 3.1 seconds behind me. I'm actually going to give you a view. Oops, did not mean to do that. Did not mean to do that. Skipped back a lap and now forward a lap. Actually meant to change the driver. Apologies. So let's go to the previous driver to me, which are these two, who John has just cleared Ian and is working on catching up to me. I am still in 4th position on lap 4 of the race. I have a 3.8 second lead on John, though he has been battling with Ian. Ian has lost out another position to Colin behind him. So I've got a 3.7, 3.6 second lead. And at this point, I'm thinking, well, I seem to be opening a gap, unaware that they were battling behind me. And so there's Robert pulling away from me. And you can see, yeah, I have a 3.3 second gap here. But initially my thinking was, wow, I seem to be opening up to these guys behind me. Maybe I'm going to be fine. My fastest lap so far, 1:49.4. John behind me, a 1:49.8. So I'm thinking, okay, no problem. Now, bear in mind, I qualified 9th place. So there are at least 8 drivers on the grid faster than I am at this point, and I am keenly aware of that. 3 of them are way out in front of me at this point. And John has closed into 2.8 seconds. I'm slowly watching him close the gap. Making our way through turns 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is turn 4. Five and 6. And I swing a little wide here, making a mistake on my part, which allows John to catch up quite a bit. Where I had him at about 2.83 seconds, he's now closed into 2.1 seconds. And you can see he is much closer at this point. Kind of chiding myself for making that mistake makes me a little more cautious as I go into these turns, because I just don't want to screw up again. But that slows me down further, meaning John is now 1.6 seconds behind me. And the problem isn't so much that just John is there, but it's also that Colin is right behind John. And yeah, that's not what I want to see. Oops. Meant to go to John here. So there's John. Let's take a look from his perspective. Here's him closing in on me. He's got a much better line through there than I took. Knowing he's getting closer at this point too, I radio him and I tell him, when you get up on, and I tell this to multiple drivers this race, when you get up on me, don't worry, I'm going to give you room to get past me. So, I'm again, my objective, I'm keeping focused on my objective the whole race, which is finish the race cleanly, see how many I rating points you can get, wind up in the top 10. If you're in the top 10, you're going to get a significant amount of points. That'll be good. John has closed in. He's 1 second behind me now. But I definitely feel him closing in. And if you see, he has set a fastest lap time of 1:48.2. And I'm thinking he's going to catch me any second here. His fastest of 1:48.2, my fastest of 1:49.4. And just as I tell him he's going to pass me on this straightaway, he loses control of the car. And now all I'm worrying about behind me is Tyler. Oh, he joined in a very risky way there. All right, so back to myself. Now I have Colin right behind me, who is 1.3 seconds. I still see him closing in on me, but I don't feel the pressure I was feeling with John just a minute ago. But I tell him, relatively quickly, I tell him, Colin, same with John, you know, once you get up on me, don't worry, I'm going to give you plenty of room. You're not going to have to fight me for the position. This is only lap 6 of 15. There's no way I'm going to hold him off for 9 laps, entering lap 7. So just no way I'm going to hold him off for that long without somebody causing an accident. And again, I'm trying to be super aware. Starting this race, I'm at something like 1,464 I rating. I think I've only been at 1,500 once before, and so I'd really like to see that number continue to go up. The interesting thing, though, is now I am in the top 3 split this evening, so the drivers that I'm driving against now are a slightly higher caliber than myself, which is forcing me to drive a little bit better too. But again, rather than risk things, I keep reminding myself, stick to your lines, stick to what you've practiced. It's fine. If you drop back places, that's fine. Don't worry too much about it. Here comes Colin. I've told him I'm going to give you room, dude. Don't worry about it. Colin, half a second behind me. I really don't. Sometimes people just take a risky pass right here, and I really just don't want to see it. So I actually defend hard there so that he doesn't. I take up that left side of the curve so he doesn't try it. I know he's faster than me. I'm going to let him through, but I want to let him through. You know, I'm not trying to hold him up, but I want to let him through at a time that is safe for him to pass me. Now he's 0.3 behind me. This is an easy pass. No problem. Go ahead and pass me. I'm going to pull to the right. I radio him to go ahead and pass me. And I let him through cleanly. He almost clips the front of me right there. Just almost clips the front of me. I'm going to show you that from my perspective. I had given him plenty of room. And boy, he could have gone a little wider there. I would have let him, but oof. That had me a little nervous. Okay, behind me now, Jose Gomez, 4.6 seconds behind me. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'm going to end up in 5th position. Let's see if I can open up to Jose a little bit. I'll keep up with Colin here if I can, and Jose will just, fall back a little bit, and I'll be safe. We are on lap 8 at this moment. But Jose has already closed up to a second. I don't know what happened there, but he flew through that section. He is now at 3.3 seconds behind me and catching up quickly. 3 seconds. I don't know what he is doing, but man, he is flying. And Jose has a fastest lap time at this point of 1:48.3 compared to my 1:49.4. So he is a second faster on his fastest lap than I am on my fastest lap. And this last lap for me was a 1:53. That being the case, I intentionally slowed down a little bit to let Colin pass. I am sitting in 5th place at this point. Started in 9th. ultimately, my objective would be to finish in the top 10. I'd love to gain a couple places off of my 9th place start. Colin is already 2 seconds ahead of me, and Jose has closed in the distance significantly this lap to be 2 seconds behind me, 2.1. Let's take a look from his perspective so we can see kind of what lines he is taking here. He is really doing a great job taking those corners. I could be taking them a little faster. I'm a little concerned after my last race where my tires were wearing out by the end of the race significantly. I know that my tires are already feeling it a little bit. But, yeah, man, look at Jose go. He's already close to 1.3 seconds just through that section. He is very quick. He's pushing hard. I've radioed him. I say, Jose, I see you back there closing in on me. If you catch up to me here, I'm going to let you by. Don't worry about it. Behind Jose is Tyler, 3.8 seconds behind Jose, which puts him about 4.5 seconds behind me. Jose, 0.8 seconds. Not close enough yet that I'm going to let him pass, but definitely closing the gap at this point. Really concerned about my tires right here. I had a slip earlier that made me real close, and I just have some concerns. But you can see Jose closes in 0.3 of a second, 0.4 of a second right there. He's 0.4 behind me. Wasn't close enough that I was going to let him pass there. He tries to go for an inside move there for a second, but backs out of it. I appreciate that. I've told him I'm going to give you plenty of room to get past me. And I see how close he is behind me. Once we get out of these turns, I tell him, you know, in the S's here, the snake, go ahead and pass me on the left. And I hug the right and let him by. All right, dropping me down into 6th place. Not where I wanted to be, but you know what? I'm still in the top 10, still gaining a number of points through this race. So things are looking up. I'm going to skip forward a lap. So as I skip forward a lap, Jose is still in front of me. Tyler is behind me, and Tyler's now closing in on me. And this is hurting my ego as I am just dropping back further and further amongst people. Bear in mind, Jose has a fastest lap of 147.8. Mine is 149.4, and behind me, Tyler's 148.6. So nearly a second, you know, faster in the fastest lap he's pulled. From his perspective, this is what it looks like. And you can see I am just focused up ahead on maintaining my various braking lines. But with only a couple laps to go now, I'm wondering if I can hold Tyler off, and it's not looking like it, as he has closed up the gap another half second. This is me. Down the main straight behind me, Tyler 2.1 seconds back. And you can see right behind him is Michael. And so this is my concern. It's not so much losing another place to Michael, or excuse me, to Tyler. It'd be that if I lost it to Tyler, I'm probably going to lose it to Michael as well. We are on lap 12 of 15. I'm going to skip forward one lap. And you can see that Michael has passed Tyler, and now Michael is right on my rear. And he is half a second behind me. Oh, wow, he got a really nice inside line there. Gets past me. I slip in between the two. So I've lost a place to him. However, I am in 6th position at the moment because up ahead of us, a driver has gone off and wound up in the pits. Behind me, so that's eased my mind a little bit. Behind me, Tyler is real close on my tail. Again, my concern here is that somebody does something stupid. Tyler is right behind me, though, and I'm happy to let him by. He's 1/10 behind me, 2/10 behind me at this point. I see that he's going to go for this. I just go ahead and let him. But then as we come down this main drag, I get a better exit than he does, and so it's a drag race between the two of us. He's right next to me. And I'm able to keep the lead in this particular case. Now, again, I would have let him by, but I'm not going to give up a spot. Here I let him by on the left, because here's where I don't want him to try to pass me. I've just seen too many accidents with people fighting right there. So right behind me now is Joel. I am in 7th position, thinking that I'm likely going to drop to 8th as Joel is closing in on me. Joel, his fastest lap of 1:48.1. Mine still the 1:49.4. I have not been able to improve on that, and I'm not going to as we enter lap 14 of the race. So with 2 laps to go, things are looking tight. And the problem is, too, behind Joel is Corey, who's 3.1 seconds behind him. And I've seen how fast these drivers are catching up to me. Corey's fast, so 1:48.4, literally a second faster than me on his fastest run. What I'm really hoping for is that somebody's just going to make some mistake here. And it won't be me. I want to see somebody else make a mistake that doesn't impact me and won't be me. Joel gets the move done here. I let him by. Don't fight it. Dropping me into 8th place. And I really want to just maintain 8th place at this time. I'm not willing to keep it to cause a problem for myself. But that being said, Corey's 1.5 seconds behind me. I do not want to give up another spot if I can help it, but I will give up another spot if it means finishing the race at this point. Again, my objective is just points here. I'd love to get higher points, but I'm not going to push it and risk it because we're about to enter the final lap. In front of me is Joel. In front of him is Tyler. And behind me, 1.2 seconds, is Corey closing in on me. Can I hold him off for another lap is a real question here. Corey at 1.3 seconds. .1. So he has closed up on me here a little bit. This is not my fastest section of the course. I know it. Up ahead, you see that puff of smoke? Driver off the road, rejoins, almost crashing into me. I'm going to back that up and let you see what that looks like from outside. But just a completely unsafe rejoin. Causing 3 drivers to swerve out of the way. But I'm hoping, well, maybe that hope held up Corey behind me. I look down at my timer and he's 0.8 behind me now. So can I hold on to it for the remainder of the race? I am in 7th place because that person has spun out. Maybe I'll take a 7th place finish if I can just hold off Corey but he's 0.6 behind me
Congrats, Robert. Nice win.
and determined. Robert has finished the race at this point with a fastest lap of a 1:46.7. You see Corey right behind me, 0.2 seconds behind me. I realize, yeah, I am not going to be able to hold him off down this straightaway. 0.3 with behind him Adrian 0.4. It is literally a drag race down this. And here's my concern. Going into this section, again, I've talked about how this is the most difficult section of the course. We have people being very racy, trying to get to the finish. Let's see what happens. I see this move by Adrian next to Corey. So here we are, abreast. I go in there. I try to block. I'm able to do that. I cannot hold him off as I go a little deep, but I block Corey. He taps me a little bit. But I am able to keep that position. So I wind up in 8th place in a drag race down the finish, thinking that please just hold him off a little bit. And I eventually pass the finish line, finishing the race in 8th place. Okay, a decent race, not my best, but people on the track were faster than me, and I did survive it. So that's kind of the key. So let's see what that means for results. Again, I started in 9th place. I finished in 8th. I gained 35 I rating, pushing me into 1506. It's only the second time I've been in the 1500, so I'm definitely going the right direction. I only have a few incidents to my name, 4, mostly off tracks. In fact, I think they were all off tracks. So I gain 0.07 I rating, which is fine, putting me at a 363, which is decent. Again, not the fastest lap time for me. I didn't do so great here. I don't know what it was. I think it was just me being cautious, but I approached the whole race cautiously. I finished 8th. I'm happy with the results. I got exactly what I was after. We'll see how the next race goes after this one. Thank you for watching.